Hello, and welcome to episode 13 of Weight Loss Real Talk, where all I do is cut the silence and skip the BS. Today's topic, imitation leads to disappointment. Let's talk about it. So if we set a goal for ourselves, in this case, trying to lose weight, you really need to pay attention to how said individual lost that weight. You have to observe their habits, their routines, and even their mindset towards food and even exercise. That's very important. Once you observe those things, you also need to be proactively taking notes of the kinds of foods that they eat. Is their focus on whole foods, which is good, or is their focus on processed foods, which is bad? And what kind of diet plan are they following? Is it keto, paleo, or intermittent fasting, among many other diet plans? So once you do all these things, the tendency that people have is if they see somebody successful in reaching a specific goal, again, in this case, weight loss, what they want to do is they want to copy exactly what that person did because they're expecting that the results they got are the same results. In fact, same exact results that they're going to get, which is totally going to lead you to being disappointed. And here are a couple of reasons why that is. Now, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I just use basic common sense. Everybody's body is different. If part of this individual that lost weight, if part of their routine was going to the gym every morning at 4 a.m. and doing the most intense workout in order to achieve his weight loss goal, doesn't mean following that specific routine is going to work for you. Some people can't even get up at 4 a.m. and even more so follow an intense workout routine. A lot of us are just looking for something simple that we can implement into our daily routine to drop some weight. Therefore, doing something like that is not necessary. It helps if you can, but is not necessary. Moving on from that, everybody has a different metabolic rate. Everyone has different genetics, and some people have a serious health condition that may hinder them from doing something specific in someone else's weight loss routine. For example, maybe you have an allergic reaction to something specific that they eat that helped them lose the weight, therefore you can't eat that specific thing. Maybe some specific food that they eat makes your stomach hurt, etc. So imitating this other person's routine is not going to work for you because of those specific reasons. Another reason is lifestyle. And for this example, let's just use intermittent fasting. And let's go by the schedule of OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. If you have 3 kids, you work a 9-to-5 job, and you're just basically busy. You even have some events going on in your life that are coming up soon, like a wedding, graduation, birthday, etc. And you're invited to all these things. A lot of things happening in your life. Therefore, you're very active. Doing OMAD in order for you to lose weight is going to be very inconvenient because, for example, if you were ever to attend any of these things, a lot of the times they involve food that you eat that 99% of the time is not in alignment with your personal eating schedule. So maybe these things are happening that involve food most of the time is happening after you already had your first meal. You can even go into more detail with that. Let's just say you haven't had your first meal yet, which you already prepared, but you haven't had it yet, and you're going to these events, and the food that they have at those events are things that you know for a fact are not healthy and are things that are going to slow down your progress by a lot. Look at that. Too bad. Now you can't follow your specific routine. So it highly depends on the routine that you are following. And just because someone else is doing it and it worked for them doesn't mean the same thing is going to work for you unless you make specific adjustments to the routine that you are trying to follow, making it more catered to you. Next, we have to talk about sustainability. Yes, there are a lot of diet plans out there that can help you achieve a specific weight loss goal, but at the same time, well, actually most of the time, things that people do are not sustainable, at least not sustainable enough. So let's just go back to using OMAD again for weight loss. Yes, it is very useful because you are only eating once a day. So if you are eating the right foods in that one meal, this is obviously going to help you drop down in weight fairly quickly. But if you look at the whole situation long term, unless you can see yourself eating one meal a day for the rest of your life, that specific routine might not work for you. And it doesn't just apply to OMAD. This applies to whatever diet plan it is that you are following or plan on following. So keep in mind, you need to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing or plan on doing is something that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life. You'll also need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself as well as your mental health. What do I mean by this? Well, some people, like myself, for example, when I set a goal for myself, I really want to achieve that goal no matter what it takes, even if it involves me suffering, as some people like to say. So for example, whenever I embark on a weight loss journey, there are many times where I feel very hungry. Okay, no matter what I do, no matter what I search on Google on how to avoid that feeling of hunger, no matter what I do, it is still there lingering to a degree. Can I address it by eating something? Yes. Do I have to? No. I would much rather go through that feeling of being very hungry than making a big mistake that I would then have to fix later. So that for me is sustainable and doesn't really take a toll on my mental health. But for some people to do the same thing that I do will take a toll on their mental health, and not only that, but lead them to overeating once again. So you need to pick something that is sustainable and something where you are still able to take care of yourself. Another thing, which I seriously hate because it's still out there today, and that is misinformation. If there's anybody out there that tells you that calories in versus calories out in order to lose weight does not work, is full of dog poop. And people that say that are just looking for attention. If you ever see somebody reach a specific weight loss goal and they told you that they did it without doing calories in versus calories out, and that they did it by eating fat-burning food or drinking a fat-burning shake or doing a specific workout or taking a specific supplement, do yourself a favor by not imitating these people, because none of what they say is going to help you. All they're doing here is telling you that they lost weight, which, hey, maybe they did. Most of the time they do. But adding into the mix their own made-up understanding of how they think they lost it when they clearly don't even know how they did it, which at the same time really blows my mind, because it's like, how did you lose it and yet still continue to preach about BS advice? I'll tell you how. Again, like I said, attention. Don't follow those people, and instead do your own diligent research. Yes, you can still watch videos of people giving advice, but at the same time, try to take what they are saying with a grain of salt. And yes, I am even including myself in this equation. If you ever watch a video of mine and I'm telling you how to lose the weight with the said advice that I'm giving, just know that there's more to it than what I'm saying. And not just me, but everyone else. So do your research. Keep the research that you did in mind when you're watching my videos or whoever else's videos or whatever it is that you're reading. Keep the research that you did in mind, and make sure you always go through trial and error to make sure that what you did or what someone else is telling you actually works before you even think of imitating another person. Last thing I want to add is, when you set a goal for yourself, make sure you always see the bigger picture and set long-term goals for yourself, not short-term. That also means that the slower you go, the better. The faster you go, still good, but not too good. But anyway, I think I've said everything that I needed to say. Hopefully you guys learned something, and if you did, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. And with that said, I will see you guys in the next one.